Good morning, graphic design students. This is Mr. Gianelli, and I'm going to be talking you through the assignment that you're going to be doing while I am gone this week. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go to File, New. And we're going to be making a solar system this week. So for the orientation, you're probably better off choosing landscape rather than portrait. And let's go ahead and just choose print for this one, and again we'll choose landscape. Don't worry about the other stuff. We can always adjust it later if we want to. So this is what you're going to be left with. Now, because we're making a solar system, one of the first things that we probably want to do is just set our background, and let's make it black for now. Now what I'm going to do is, and I actually went a little too high there, I'm going to lock this layer, and that's going to make it much easier for me to work with the rest of this, because I'm not going to have to worry about moving this layer anymore. So if I click on it, nothing happens. It's totally locked. And I'm just going to go ahead and rename this layer. I'm going to call it, I don't know, space. And we'll go back and add some stars to it later. Now, whenever you want to pause this video, if you want to take some time to make sure you do this, I do want you to follow along. So go ahead, feel free to work at your own pace and pause it. But remember that this is going to be a graded assignment. It's going to be due when I get back, and you are expected to have it finished. So make sure you work hard every day, like I know you do. Now I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm just going to go ahead and call this one planets. And it's good to work in layers just to kind of make things easier for yourself later on. You can easily go back and adjust things without too much hassle. So I'll just hide this for now. We can come back to it later. And for some of you, it's going to be stuck up here, and I'm going to put mine there because that's where I like it. All right, let's make some planets. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a ellipse tool out, and I'm going to click and hold down Shift, of course, to make it a perfect circle. And it doesn't really matter where you put it or how big it is. You can make all those adjustments later. So there we go. I have a planet. Now it doesn't look like much of a planet yet, and we're going to fix that. So first of all, I kind of want this to look somewhat realistic, so I don't really want a stroke on any of my stuff in this project. So I'm just going to eliminate the stroke right over here by clicking on that. And let's go ahead and get out our gradient tool. Just so you know, if you don't have the object selected, like if I were to deselect it and then use the gradient tool, it's not going to work. You have to have an object selected first. So make sure you have this selected, and taking the gradient tool, and just go ahead and right on the center, you can just click on it. It doesn't have to be right in the middle, actually, just somewhere on it. And this is what you're going to get. Now over here on the right, I'm going to get my gradient window open and pull that out. Now if you don't see that gradient window, all you have to do is go up to the top and go to Window, and you have all of your windows right here. So if you can't find your layers or your whatever, it's all going to be right there. So I'm going to choose a radial gradient rather than linear, and I'm actually going to move it up to about here and make it a little bit bigger, so that it pretty much takes up the entire size of the thing. And you can already see it's starting to look like a three-dimensional object, and that's good. Depending on where the sun is, you're going to have to adjust where you put kind of the highlight of this object. And if your sun's over on this side, you'll have to have it pointing towards it. So we'll worry about that a little bit later. But let's go ahead and make this look like some interesting planet. So when you start off, you probably only have two of these. These are called stops, and that just means it goes from white to black. Now if I want to make a third stop, all I have to do is I just click right there, and there it is. I've had a little bit of a tough time making colors on here, so I want you to follow with me carefully, and you can feel free to pause this video a few times if you need to. Basically what I'm going to do is if I double click on the color, this little window will pop up, and I want to change the mode here to HSB, and that is going to be hue, saturation, and blackness or balance. Hue is going to be the color, and if you want to do it down here, you can. So let's say that I want this to be a blue planet, and I'm going to start off with my first color being a light blue. And now if I want it to be lighter, I can adjust these two sliders to make it, a little bit more pale, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and click on the next step, which is this one. And let's say I want this one to be a nice rich blue. So again, I have to change the mode to HSB, hue, saturation, and balance. And I'm going to choose, it's already got that same similar color, so I don't need to mess with that. I'm just going to pull the saturation up, which is going to make it more intense. That's pretty much what I want. And now I'm going to go here to my black, and I'm going to change this one, oops, to HSB, and let's go ahead and just make this one just a little bit colorful, but pretty dark. Something like that. Now, I like that. That's giving me a nice, cool planet look. If it's a little too light, you can darken it up. Whatever your tastes are, it's just up to you how you want to do that. If you want the to make it look like it's more kind of turned to the side, you know, you can make it like this to make it look like a crescent moon or whatever. And there we go. So I'll just put that over here, and feel free to adjust the size. Remember to hold down shift if you do that so that it keeps proportion. Otherwise you'll get a squished planet, and nobody wants that. So let's go ahead and just leave that one there for now. So it's already looking pretty cool. It looks like a three-dimensional object, even though it's not, because of the form that we're giving it. I'm gonna go ahead and create a moon for this planet. So I'll just put one right here. Now for the moon, we're also going to use a gradient, and it already has one on there, so I'll just use this one. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually reverse the color order. So the light is now going to be on the inside, and the dark is going to be on the outside. So let me make this gradient bigger. And what we should be able to get, and I'll just pull this one over so that the black is going to be more of it. And what I'm going for here is kind of a crescent moon look. It might be a little too big. I may have to shrink it down, but let's just try fiddling this with these guys a little bit. And I'm still not happy with the way that's looking. How about a little bit bigger? And let's pull that like that. Those two should probably be pretty close. In fact, I don't even know if I need a third stop right there, but let's just say right there. Let me click off of it and see it. That looks pretty cool. I could probably mess with it some more to get a better look. And maybe, again, I don't even necessarily want this stop, so let's get rid of it and see how that looks. Yeah, I like that. That definitely looks like a moon. You know, you could make it a little smaller, however you want to do it, but I like how it kind of got the same color here. If you want to adjust the color, feel free. You can. This is going to be a completely creative project, so it's up to you. Maybe I'll go more on the yellow side of the spectrum. And I'll go ahead and leave that one alone for now. Now, the rest of this is really going to be up to you, and I'm going to have you spend the rest of the day just making planets. I'm going to show you in the next video how to do a sun, and how to add effects to your planets, and how to add other objects. But I think for now you should be pretty busy just kind of making some planets. If you finish, I encourage you to experiment with the effects up here. I also encourage you to maybe consider adding some other objects, you know, a galaxy, some stars, but I will be definitely going over that in the next video. So good luck today, and please work hard, and I can't wait to see what you guys create when I get back. Thanks.